Hi folks, welcome to the Secret Hot Tub podcast with me, Gavin from TRDQ.org. I'm a bit late with this one, sorry. I'm a few days later than I thought I would be. We got new smart meters installed, that's right, for gas and electricity. Let me take you through the entire process from start to finish on that. No, I'm not going to go into any of that. Suffice it to say, I will be in full control of my dual fuel needs. But yeah, recently I've just been getting things ready for TFN still. TF Nation's coming up in August and I'm getting that ready. I'm working with Matt Marshall from Sloth and Crocodile. They are putting together a zine as they usually do each year. And it is for me the highlight of TFN, getting to see what the community have brought together to make this incredible collection of stories and comics. I just love it. So I'm working on that. I'm also getting my prints together. I've decided this is the year, like obviously I still want to make as much money for Toy Foo as I can. If you don't know, on the TMUK table every year I am there with prints and badges along with work from other people within TMUK, and all the money that we make goes towards Toy Foo, who in turn gives it to Mary's Meals, who help to feed kids in some of the world's poorest countries. And it's a really gratifying thing for me. I love doing it. I want to make as much money for them as possible, but I also want to produce art which means something to me, which means usually that it won't mean much to anyone else. So I'm currently putting together a few different things, and I'm just going to stop worrying about it. I'm just going to produce stuff that may only connect with a very core specific mindset, but surely that's more rewarding for me personally as an artist, you know? I'll definitely have changed my tune by Sunday when I've sold fuck all, but still. Matt is also making something that is really exciting and unexpected. He did this to cheer me up, and it absolutely did. I can't say exactly what it is right now. It's not Transformers related, but it is related to a toy line which I have fallen in love with over the last year. So if you've been watching the channel, you probably know what that is. I cannot wait. I am very excited by it, and it very much did pull me out of the doldrums. We just dropped, that's an industry term, the review for Missing Link Optimus Prime. So it's available for Patreon patrons, I guess is the only word, rubes as I call them, on patreon.com/TRDQ, and it goes live for everyone else on Friday. What a fucking toy, by the way. Incredible. Easily. It's one of those things where you go, if Optimus Prime G1 is the best Optimus Prime, or the best Transformers toy, if not maybe the best toy of all time, and this is the best Optimus Prime, then Missing Link Optimus Prime has to be the best toy ever made. And it's hard to argue with that at this point. I absolutely adore it. Not that that's going to be much of a spoiler for the episode, but yeah, it's very, very good. And it has absolutely opened up those floodgates for the G1 love to return to me. Even I wasn't bothered by the Missing Link Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. I did not think I needed them. I don't think they didn't look particularly like they offered much more. And I know that spending £30 for each of them and then transforming them into those tiny little modes, I will say I am a massive sucker, and I don't deserve anything nice. That's what I'll say to myself, because I'm not always kind to myself, you know. I think we need to all be kinder to ourselves at times. But yeah, I'm still going to get them, obviously. I might get them at TFN if I see them. Who knows, I might treat myself. God knows someone needs to treat me around here. God knows! I saw that Transformers 1 apparently did really well in test screenings, like overwhelmingly so. And that's good, we might finally have an actually good Transformers film that is better than just okay. As much as I love, the Transformers, the movie from back in the day, it's not a film I would recommend that anyone else watches if they don't like Transformers. Imagine being able to say to someone when they say, hey, you like Transformers, I've always wanted to, what should I watch? And you go, well, I can't tell you to watch Beast Wars because it looks like shit. I love it, but to the untrained eye, that looks very dated. I can't really show you anything else. What else can I show you that you wouldn't hate straight off the bat? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So hopefully Transformers 1 is the thing we can show to people and say, this is good. This is an actual good representation of the thing I love. I'd like that, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm very wary of things testing well. Like, you know who tests well? Me. You know who's also abysmally dull when you're interacting with them on a personal level? Yep. Oh my goodness, Nick from Toy Foo gave me so much stuff, and I cannot wait to show it all off. Spoilers for the next minute or so if you don't want to know about upcoming episodes. I'm going to ramble for a second, like I haven't been rambling for the last 3 minutes or so. Nick was up visiting and went to his parents' house, and he brought back so much stuff with him in a big suitcase, and I had only asked for 1 or 2 things, and he brought so much stuff, and I was so happy to see it. We have the Microchange Magnum, we've got G1 Die Atlas and Sonic Bomber and Roadfire, the Dino Force, it's like a knockoff version, but it's about as old and is also just as scary to transform. Grandus and Dagbase, for God's sake. We've got Sky Gary, Metro Titan. It's going to be a fairly heavy classic G1 run up to the 4th anniversary. Spectacular at the end of July for TRDQ. So I hope to have some kind of giveaway to celebrate. Not from Nick's stuff. He was very clear about that. Almost rude. A lot of these toys don't have that many reviews on YouTube, so I'm looking forward to hopefully the channel standing out a bit more, and we can spread that message about the good work that Toy Food do through each of the videos as well. As I record this, I am sitting across from Tonka Crossover Devastator Tonkanator set that came out a while back, because that's Tonkanator, isn't it? Oh, dear God, I bought this close to release, before all the discounts, and that hasn't exactly, it's not soured me on it, but am I alone in not really liking the Constructicons, the G1 Constructicon toys? Certainly not the Devastator anyway. It's an absolute mess. It's really putting me off reviewing it. Would anyone care at this point? Is that a reason to make videos at all? Whether people will like them? You know, why start now? But yeah, let me know in the comments. Do you want to see Tonkanator? It's a fairly available toy now considering the discounts. Maybe I could make it interesting. God knows stranger things have happened. Now, I asked you for your best convention experiences for the mailbag this week, and we've got some fun anecdotes. Matthew Craig messaged to tell us about the time that he was on a panel talking about small press superheroes at a Bristol comic show, and he'd prepared a lot of remarks on artist Paul Grist of Jack Staff fame, who he admired a lot. Matthew says, he had long been a hero of mine, so I expected to wax lyrical for 40 minutes, and then back to my stall, and then he sat down next to me. Panicking, a little starstruck, I asked him to make sure I didn't talk about myself too much, then proceeded to have a mild nervous breakdown through the full length of the panel. Matt says that he went a little off the rails being so nervous and it didn't go exactly as planned, with Grist leaning over at the end saying, well, at least you didn't talk about yourself too much. Oh yeah, it's a valuable lesson, folks, I'm sure. Like, mate, it happens to the best of us. Like me, for example. Well, it doesn't really happen to me, but I'm sure that, you know, some folks can relate to it. It does remind me of when we did the panel for the Transformers Animated Trial and Error book at TF Nation, and I was really nervous, not about the actual thing, but I was like you, I was like, I don't want to talk about myself, I don't want to jump in with every answer, I have to make sure that everyone gets a chance, and I'm not just trying to take over the conversation. So I think in doing that, I maybe was a little quiet. But then I think that's just anxiety talking. I think you're just like, oh, maybe it didn't go so well. Oh, God. But it sounds like you did terribly, so sorry about that. Matthew also asked about Rumble and Frenzy beast modes and what I would choose for them. I think for Rumble, something that used vibrations, and I'm thinking I love alligator transformers, so I'm going to go with that. That's because alligators produce vibrations and that kind of works. For Frenzy, something like a bat. I think for the audio kind of sonar thing, that kind of works also. I realise now that I've just used the Optimus Prime and Megatron beast modes from the original Beast Wars stuff. Hey, forget it. Lena wrote in to say their best con experience was at TF Nation 2023. It was probably when they met me. Oh, no, wait, they continue. It's something else. Oh, okay. They say, it was on the Friday. I'd just come back from Nando's with my mates and Dr. Lockdown. And then Dr. Lockdown introduced us to Diamond Bolt. And after that, we sat down at the end of the night with Sam's Forge. And finally, Zortrider handed me Universe Legends Class Red Alert as a gift. That was the best day of any con ever and the best day of the year. Well, thanks, Lena. You know, there's nothing better than getting Transformers from people and being able to mingle with those you admire. I'm sure of it. You know, I literally spoke to Dr. Lockdown at TFN at a stall, and then I walked off just going, oh yeah, that was a nice guy, and I didn't realise who it was until maybe a week later. I was just sitting going, wait a fuck, that was Dr. Oh, for fuck's sake. Last up is Ultra Marcus, brilliant, who says, on the subject of best convention experiences, this one is more on the unique side. Back in 2007, there was a small con, the NTFA, that's the Nordic Trans Fans Association, minicon in Sweden. During one of the presentations, we came aware of a clucking sound, steadily increasing in volume. The convention was held a bit out in a rural area, in a rebuilt windmill, and we had now been invaded by the local resident. A chicken headed straight to the dealers' tables, and pandemonium was unleashed, or at least some flapping about until the feathery intruder could be coaxed out through a window. Peace at last. And it was all on video. There's a link in the description on this video or the podcast, and you can watch this chicken invade the con on your own. I tell you what, there's a lot of chickens at TF Nation, and by that I mean cowards. No, I don't. Really, everyone's dead nice. But that's wild. I am not a big bird person, if I'm honest. And by that I mean I don't like them. Not that I'm not a human-bird hybrid, which would frankly not be ideal for me. But, you know, thanks for the email. If you'd like to send in a message, discussion point, question, or whatever, really, email askrepugnus@gmail.com. Or to make it easier for you, and to a larger extent me, leave a message in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on Spotify or some other podcast app, thanks for listening, of course I appreciate it, but just email in, okay? Fucking hell. Next episode is a big one because we actually have a guest. This is our monthly guest that I'm looking to have on the show, so it's going to be one that people may actually want to listen to, which is novel. I won't say who it is, but it does complete my Unicron trilogy of men in their 40s. And considering the path we've been going on, you're probably going to guess who it is before it's announced. I can't even remember if I've already said who I'm interviewing for the next episode. Really professional stuff here at TRDQ. But if you like this podcast, you like the interviews, you like the video content we make on YouTube, please consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/TRDQ. All the money that we make goes back into the channel for buying stuff for the channel anyway, so, you know, you're going to get that money back in some way, shape or form. And hey, if you can't go down that route, why not share a video, show it to a friend, shout TRDQ out your window, something like that. Maybe don't do that last one. Or maybe do, I don't know. I don't know how marketing works in 2024. But thanks for listening. Big episode next episode, and bye.